Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about a babe.net article, so you know we are in for some real bullshit. So I came across this tweet by Zoe Does Life, and so then I looked into this article, right? Zoe and I actually discussed about how enraged we were about it. I really wanted to at this chick, but we'll get into it. So this article is called, "I've cheated on every guy I've ever dated and I don't feel even a little bit sorry." So this is quite in theme with a lot of the Cosmo shit we've been seeing, right? And with the contrarianism and the wanting to separate yourself from traditional values, mainly because a lot of the times people associate traditional values with being conservative or Republican. So I feel like that's also a driving force. And like I said in my previous videos, some traditional values are good, like not being a piece of shit and realizing that cheating is a bad thing and that you shouldn't do it. But I digress. So the article isn't very long, but it makes a lot of shit points for such a short article. So this woman, Caroline Finney, says, "I'm a love addict. I spend hours scrolling through New York Times Modern Love section or the Cut Sex Diaries. I go on about a date a week and spend the rest of my time watching other people's love stories unfold on Netflix." Okay, so that's generally relatable, right? She says, "When I talk about my future with my friends, it always includes marriage and children. But I've also cheated on every person I've ever been with." So this is where it stops being relatable and it starts being batshit fucking crazy. And then she's like, "If you've agreed to a monogamous relationship, it's written into the framework that you won't stray physically or emotionally. But here's the thing, you're better off doing it anyway." So you know what being in a relationship, a monogamous relationship entails, but you still choose to be in those and fuck up the other person's trust. The question here is, why would you even bother to be in a monogamous relationship, which she doesn't actually answer. She says, "It's easier to get away with than you think." She even goes as far as to tell you how to get away with it, like what to say, excuses to make.
What is the most inspiring thing I ever said to you?
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
She then goes on to try, I think this is like the point she wants to emphasize the most, because I think it gives her a little bit of a sense of humanity, like in her own head, because I don't see any humanity in any of this article. But she says, "It keeps the one you're dating interested. There's no easier way to get bored of someone than by dating them, and nobody wants to date someone who doesn't have their own life." A little bit further, she says, "I hope and assume you know this by now, but guys want whoever is least interested in them. Once you're dating, it's impossible to keep playing hard to get unless you actively work towards making yourself unavailable." Well, the thing is, like, once you're dating someone, you shouldn't be hard to get anymore. There should be a partnership and it shouldn't be a chase anymore. And I have a lot to say about dating culture or whatever the fuck generally. But I mean, that's a really horrific way of thinking about it, especially when you say there's no easier way to get bored by someone than by dating them. It's just kind of, why are you even dating anyone is my question. That's really what I wonder here. What I don't understand is why she chooses to be in committed relationships and then break the trust of those committed relationships. I wonder why she doesn't choose to hook up or choose to just be single. I don't know. And I think that this has a lot to do with insecurity, to be quite frank, because she wants to have someone who she's dating who's always there, prepared to pay attention to her, but she also wants the extra attention and validation of random guys that she hooks up with. So all of this to me reads as insecurity, and the whole tone of this article is completely patronizing. But the funny thing is that it's very transparent to me that this woman really doesn't give herself much credit or doesn't think very highly of herself if she has to do all this to kind of feel good about herself. Does that make sense? That's still no excuse. Just because you have a shitty insecurity, look, we all have them, but that doesn't mean we go around breaking people's hearts and making people have trust issues for the rest of their lives, because yes, cheating does do that. She makes another point later on in the article saying that when you break up, you still have yourself, and it's just like, well, duh, we all knew that. You could also be in a committed relationship and break up and you still will have yourself. Of course, being in a committed relationship where you actually care and don't cheat and then having a breakup after that is very hard, and I'm not minimizing that. So the ending really is something. She says, so maybe I'm telling you this because college is behind me and most of those ties are broken anyway. I didn't love any of the people I cheated with, and I never went on a date with them in the future. Oh wow, how redeeming for you. Good, you're such a great person. But ultimately, they taught me more about myself than any of the guys I called my boyfriend.
You're kidding me! God!
Wow. Wow, okay, so why did you ever need to have a boyfriend if all these hookups were telling you so much about yourself? There's nothing wrong with hooking up with people, just be fucking single when you do it. How hard is this to grasp? Like, I swear to God, Cosmo, Babe, and all these magazines need to have a sit-down therapy session where people explain to them, hey, this is why cheating is bad. This is the effect of cheating. And then she says, and as far as the boyfriends are concerned, they've all slid into my DM since. Checkmate.
You ignorant slut!
They probably slid into your DM to tell you that you're a horrible fucking person and that you've devastated them. Like, I mean, in what world does that make you think you've won something? What have you won exactly? The only thing you've won is losing the respect of anyone who comes across this article. And I don't even know why you'd want to put this online. This says a lot about integrity, so I don't know why you would want it online, considering anyone could access it. And how are you thinking of ever having a boyfriend again? Like, if they simply like Google you maybe just to find your Instagram, this, and they come across this, like what are you getting out of putting this shit in the universe? Well, first, what are you getting out of doing this? And I guess that's validation, appreciation by your one-night stands. Okay, whatever. And you're breaking hearts at the same time, but what are you getting out of putting this shit article out is my question. Another part that I really enjoyed about this article were the comments under that are just so perfect. So like there's David who says, you're not a love addict. I sincerely doubt someone as sociopathic as you is capable of experiencing or comprehending what love actually is. You're a narcissist, utterly devoid of empathy or decency with a short attention span. Yep. Drag her, David. Drag her. Then there's another one. Mike says, congratulations, empty soulless vessel, level 50 unlocked. I look forward to reading your I'm 30 and nobody wants me boo-hoo article while you type away on your amateur blog in an apartment filled with cats and dildos crying about your drying ovaries. Julian said, did you actually, legitimately, unironically say guys want the girls who are least interested in them? Are you absolutely insane? And we come to another issue with this article, and the overarching issue, I think, with these articles of fake empowerment or whatever you want to call it, is that if a man had written this, I'm pretty sure every feminist who came across the article would fucking have a tantrum, because this is not okay to say. But I think that women right now are kind of getting free passes under the guise of empowerment or just the future is female kind of bullshit. I don't know why women are getting away with saying shit like this, but I always think about if a man had said this, this would be a shit show. And honestly, I feel really, really bad for all the boyfriends this woman has had and just anyone around this kind of person. Because if you treat your boyfriends like that, I don't know how you treat your friends. You know, like, boyfriends are supposed to be your best friends and also people that you're... I think I get to a point where I'm no longer surprised or disappointed, but this surprised and disappointed me even more than usual. Maybe it's just because like February has been a shit month, but it's just kind of like, this is where we're at now. This is where we're at. It is 2018. There are no flying cars. There's no way to bleach hair without ruining it, for me at least. This is what we have. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about all of this. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get into the fan art.